Hi guys, welcome. We are going to be talking about area of triangles and squares. I'm sorry, squares and rectangles today. As you remember, to find the area of a rectangle or a square, we multiply the length times the width, or A equals L times W. So in our first in our first example here, we have um, the length is 6 inches and the width is 5 inches. So you would simply just multiply those two numbers together to get 6 times 5, and we know that that equals 30. Now, because we're in fifth grade, there we're going to extend it a little bit further. So you're not always going to be just given the length and the width. What happens in the case if we look at the rectangle below? You'll notice that it gives you the area first. If it gives you the area first, then we're going to have to work backwards, right? So we know that 42 is going to equal 7 times something, because area is the length times the width. Well, we see that the length is 7, but there's a missing side over here. So in order to find out what the width is, can you tell me 7 times what gives you 42? Sorry, I gave you that answer there, but we're essentially dividing or working backwards. So 7 times what gives you 42? That would be 6. So that would give us what our missing side is. So if you get and we would need to put that in feet. So if you're given the area, just remember to work backwards. Fill in the blank. 7 times what would give you 42? Or 42 divided by 7 equals 6. Either way. Now, what happens in the middle here? We're going to go to our square. What do you know about a square? Okay, when we're looking for the formula of a square, then we're going to do side times side. Why do we do side times side? Because a square has sides that are the same length. So, can you think of two numbers that I can multiply because they have to be the same? A square, both the sides have to be the same. What two numbers can we multiply times one another in order to get 25? If you said 5, you are correct. So our missing side would be 5 uh, inches in this case. Okay. If I can move this over here, we're going to put 5. Our last example that I want you all to be careful, you will see it sometimes. It will give you the side lengths in different. Sorry. So if you look here, it'll give your length and your width in different units. So looking here, you have 2 yards, but when we look at the top, we have 4 feet. Those are not in the same unit. So you would have to use your reference sheet. We would go over here um, to our conversions, and we know that there are 3 feet in 1 yard. There are 3 feet in 1 yard. So I'm going to go ahead and convert my yards to feet. You could take your feet and convert them to yards. Either way, you're going to you should end up with the same answer. So if we change our yards, if I have 1 yard, that's 3 feet, but I have 2 yards, so that would be 6 feet. Okay, so if I have 6 feet, now I can just multiply because they're both in the same unit. Okay, so I would take my 4 times 6, and that gives me 24. That is in square feet. Don't forget our answers have to be in square units. So you would always say square feet. Now, if we wanted to convert it the other way, I'll show you that quickly. We could also, instead of converting our our yards to feet, we could take our feet and convert them to yards. This would actually is not an even number. So because there we would need 3 feet in 1 yard, so that would actually be like 1 1/3 yards. And then if we remember what we learned in fractions, we actually could multiply this out. I would do 2 yards times, see if I can do it. So text, I'm going to convert that to 4/3, which would leave me with 8